Hello and welcome back everybody, this is Mystic Games. Today we have a very short video, but a very interesting video on combat rework. So Northgard is getting a combat rework. This is something I discussed a little bit in one of my videos where I essentially talk about the power triangle, which they're going to discuss here. So pretty much let's just go over it really quick. They are presenting some changes to combat to make it more diverse, because a lot of people like to just pick warrior. The main thing we want to do is make the power triangle between different units like more fair. Depending on your game style and game mode of your choice, you might notice it less, but there is undeniable number of you playing only warriors, and we decided to address that. Before I even continue reading, I don't want to go too deep into this, but I believe the issue with the warrior is that the counter to the warrior is specifically supposed to be the axe thrower, and the warrior has a charge. The charge allows the warrior to close distances very quickly, which makes it a direct counter to the axe thrower when you give it that ability. You should not give it a charge ability. It's a pretty simple fix in my opinion. You have to come up with something better than a charge ability, I would argue. I think it's just a hard counter to the unit that's supposed to counter the warrior in particular. Clearing distance versus something that has range that's supposed to counter you makes it so that doesn't really happen. Anyways, don't want to go too deep into that, but that's my opinion on the matter. With numerous changes listed in the patch notes at release, we have made multi-unit armies more viable again, making bonuses to one type of unit shared among all types of fighters. This goes for camps and relics, making specialized military units stronger in their specialties. So this is your little picture of the three-way thing. The shield bearer charges the axe thrower, which is funny, it says charge in there, because that's literally what I was just talking about, is the issue with the warrior, because the shield bearer charges in at the thing, but the shield reduces the damage the axe thrower does, which counters the axe thrower. The axe thrower weakens the warrior from afar, yes, and then the warrior attacks and pierces the shield bearer's defenses. The shield just doesn't really negate the damage because the way that the shield works is specifically for projectile. So these two work very well as how they're supposed to, the shield bearer and the axe thrower. But when you get to the axe thrower versus the warrior, which is supposed to be the weakness, he has a literal ability to upgrade that is a charge that then counters the axe thrower. Again, very simple in my opinion. It makes him the overall dominant choice. I do feel like when you only have a few warriors, the axe thrower is better simply because it has range. Also, if the warriors do not have the charge upgrade, they will tear them apart, but again, once you get charge, it kind of messes up the triangle that you're trying to create. These changes affect all clans, and for that reason, a lot of tweaks have been made to harmonize situations across all factions. Many required small changes, like Ox Warriors keep the charge, but here... Oh, so they did get rid of the charge. That's good, because that was your issue. But here the three most important new legions. The legion path has now been entirely reworked. Next military camp is free. Max warband generate military experience. At 500 you gain converting a military unit into another one, costs less. That incentivizes changing your units. Veterans increase the bonus from military building upgrades to other units by 50%. Increase the bonus from military building upgrades to other units by 50%. Okay, so it just makes them more useful for everybody. Valhalla Calling, when on a battleground, units have a boost of power and attack speed of 25%. So that's a pretty solid one. This one is definitely... I actually feel like Legion might end up being too strong, because you're going to be able to change your army very quickly due to the 500 experience option. And then the veterans is going to just boost your army overall. I think that might just turn into the choice for most people. I think that might be too powerful. Anyways, without seeing the other two, if they may change those, you won't be able to say. A new clan of Dragon. The clan has its own needs and its own military path because it has its unique units. For that reason, A unique road has been made for Surtur and his followers. This military path lets you choose and customize your experience with specific choices to align with your gameplay most. That seems pretty cool. Be sure to experience in the public beta. I don't really play public beta. I should, because I do a lot of kind of informational videos. Kingdom Forge, to compensate for every change happening in the northern clans, the southern kingdoms have a new element with a new military upgrade to make. Okay. So when landing a hit, the unit has a chance to reduce defense projectile resistance to its target for 2 seconds. That's pretty nifty. So it kind of makes it a double counter, which is kind of weird. But it is a cool ability. I can see that being kind of too strong. I feel like they already were pretty strong, if it's the unit that it's showing above. Anyways, we hope you enjoy the changes. Again, if they took away the charge, but it looks like they said they did right here where I highlighted, only Ox Warriors will get to keep the charge, which makes sense. They are, clan of the Ox. I think that's a good move, because I think that the charging was a major problem, that the warrior was able to just get to the axe thrower immediately, and then the axe thrower became useless. As soon as the enemy upgraded charge, axe throwers just weren't as viable as they used to be. Anyways, guys, this is a short one, as I said. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you soon in the next one. Hopefully we get some cool combat things. I was hoping for some Lord or hero upgrades where they got some special abilities to add to the combat, but fixing this combat makes more sense first. But hopefully we do get that at some point. I think adding some unique abilities to the heroes, but trying to keep them relatively balanced, would be very good for the game overall. I think it makes more combat a little bit more interesting. And we are in a magical Northgardian world with giants and wyverns, and we should see a dragon eventually. We haven't really seen one yet, but I would like to see one of those. So I would like to see some kind of magical abilities from our war chiefs. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.